won't hold us back, raising awareness through every track. All-Star PD Sportscast on the rise, shouting loud, reaching the skies. Can't stop, won't stop, our game is strong, fighting Parkinson's all day long. Tim's charm shines.
Welcome everyone back to another really exciting episode of the All-Star PD Sportscast. I'm your host, Sharon's son George, Dr. George Ackerman. You can find me at togetherforsharon.com. And my incredible, it worked again, co-host Tim, who's my brother in advocacy. We spent a lot of time off camera trying to prepare this show to make it even more incredible on camera. Today we have some really amazing guests, but before we get to our beautiful friends today and all of you, I wanted to throw the show over to Tim.
Hey guys, what is shaking? How are we doing today? I do apologize for the voice. I'm a little bit under the weather, but that's what cough drops are for. So excited to be on today. We always talk about sports and how they can affect us and slow the progression of Parkinson's. And I think I've been looking forward to this interview today because I think I'm always big into the cognitive aspects and hand-eye coordination and how that can help. And I think this is going to be so great. I'm so excited for this.
I always say Tim has the radio voice, so he runs. He runs that. I love it. I'm the behind. I'll be rather stick behind the scenes, but I just again excited to be together for this important purpose of not just sports and PD, but slowing the progression. And many out you might have heard, but actually Ben Stiller, I think, just announced he's making a first movie ever about pickleball, but they just recently had ping pong too, and he seems to own that industry. But we
Yeah.
all smile and have fun. But it's amazing how it's not just a sport; it's so important. And again, one last thing, because Tim was a big part of this. We want to send our love and support to the Lou Holtz family. Mr. Holtz was a legend, always will be. And we didn't plan that, but Tim had the really smart to be able to get a message from Mr. Holtz a while ago, and we both shared it. But those are the kind of things that, again, live on forever. So thanks for your work on that, Tim. Wouldn't
Yes,
have been
sir.
possible without you. I also want to thank Tim for his incredible artwork, the shirts, and my favorite. Like I can't stop looking at the picture of us playing ping pong. I'm going to try hard, but let's
We
say,
look better at the tunes.
yeah, I know. I especially. So we're going to get right into this, and I just want to welcome Jan, Bill. It's really an honor to get to advocate together. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Okay, maybe I'll start. I'm Jan from Jan Rose. I am living with Parkinson's. I was diagnosed in 2020, and I've been very involved in Ping Pong Parkinson organization, which we'll talk about. And I founded the New York City chapter of Ping Pong Parkinson, and still run it. Bill?
Thank
Yeah, my name is Bill Easterly. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2019, and I was extremely lucky early on, not too long after diagnosis, to meet the wonderful Jan Rose and join Ping Pong Parkinson's. It's really been a lifesaver for me. Above all, it's this incredible community that comes together, that has fun, that supports each other. And I think all of us kind of perk up when we come to ping pong. I've heard others say, and I often say, that when I'm playing ping pong, I don't feel like I have Parkinson's. I forget that I have Parkinson's. Even when I'm in a very off period of the day when I'm playing, it's like feels good. And I feel like I'm playing well, even though I'm off. And it's just really a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, I just want to add about Bill that he's a retired NYU professor of economics, and he leverages that lecture capability to lead our efforts in providing medical lectures to our team members. We'll talk more about that too, I'm sure.
That is fantastic. But Jen, let's just hop right into it. I mean, because I'm sure everybody has the same question. Why ping pong? I mean, were you a ping pong player, or is it just something where like you realized that this could help you with your disease that we have? I mean, what is the history with you and getting into this?
Yeah. So the history of me just as a child was like like a lot of people, I had a ping pong table in the basement and we all played, and that has served me quite well, because 50 years later, I really learned quickly how to catch on. But ping pong for Parkinson's.
Sadly, Jan is our best player, and I always lose to her.
Well, I don't think that's true, but I love it, and I'm getting better and better. Why ping pong for Parkinson's people is a really fascinating question. I mean, we all know that exercise is good for senior citizens and everything, but all of the aspects of ping pong, the eye-hand coordination,
Yeah,
it stimulates that. It stimulates balance, working
yeah,
with balance. It makes you have to make cognitive decisions.
right.
The ball's coming at you really quickly. You need to make, a rapid decision. Um, Visual and auditory, the
Yeah.
sound of the ball and your eyes have to move really quickly. It really taps so many systems that provide, and the science is there's an increasing amount of science that shows that it affects neuroplasticity. There's just a New York Times article in January that was all about that. They mentioned ping pong and the benefits of all that. So, um,
Well, it sounds like you just said, you're tapping into all those avenues as far as some of the things that we don't typically think about. The
yeah,
core thinking, the hand eye. And honestly, you said something key: balance. I never thought about that. You're trying to balance yourself and moving your weight distribution shifting. That's a huge thing. That I never thought there'd be so many aspects to a sport like ping pong that could really benefit somebody with Parkinson's. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Not to mention the cardio.
Yeah.
Like people laugh, they don't think there's any cardio in ping pong,
Oh,
but we're all sweating,
I'm sweating, yeah,
Yep.
especially when I play Jan.
I'm actually staring at a ping pong table in South Florida here, and I stink. So my family plays, and I'm like, I don't know, I keep hitting the ball off the entire into the pool. So I'll leave it to the professionals. I wanted to share a little bit of important information that the original or the major organization is called Ping Pong Parkinson, but today again, we're going to specify and really focus on New York. I had the honor to meet Jan in person and walk by Bill. Now I learned, and we didn't get to say hi at the Unity Walk, but hopefully we will meet again. Maybe you could tell everybody a little bit about how they can get involved and something a little bit about the website, and also after I want to share one more little fact. So if I'll let you all take it away, I'll scroll a little.
Sure. No matter where you are in the world, you could join Ping Pong Parkinson. The site that you're showing for is the New York City, but a lot of the chapters have their own websites like we do. Um, but there's something like 400 chapters around the world in 32 countries already that are part of the Ping Pong Parkinson family. Um, New York, you can see here. Okay, you're on the New York still, right? Yeah, okay. Um, we just had a tournament. We have tournaments every so often. This one was the New York a regional tournament where people from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York all got together and we played different chapters. We had visitors from Europe as well.
wow.
It was really fun. Um, and that brings up another thing about the ping pong. It's social. Um, and so you get together, you're playing, you make friends with the people. We have lifelong friends now. These people that are in the photo, they're having dinners now. We're having parties. Um, it's just awesome. I mean, people talk about how it's just gives them a reason to get up in the morning.
And you know what else, Jan? You just touched upon something, the social aspect of it. We all know with this disease, it doesn't affect two people the same way. So I've always felt that community with this disease is vital. It's key. So you're creating a social aspect of it where, like, listen, we're probably playing ping pong, but we're talking about, hey, you have tremors, or what do you eat? So I love that. I love the socialization aspect of it. It's really good.
Yeah, Tim, can I add one more thing to that?
Go for it.
Uh, I think, what part of my experience with Parkinson's and some of my buddies like Jan have affirmed this too, is, there's a sort of loss of dignity
Yeah.
and loss of agency and loss of voice that you have when you have Parkinson's. You find a lot of medical staff and, retail clerks sort of treating you in a patronizing way, treating you like a child, going into this kind of kindergarten teacher, patronizing tone of voice. And it's very painful. It's not talked about a lot.
I agree.
But, what I love about our ping pong group, we are a society of ping pong run by people with Parkinson's, for people with Parkinson's, totally run by ourselves. And that's really a wonderful feeling. And of course, Jan does so much of the work that makes that possible. But, I just love the fact that we run it ourselves. It's just such a good feeling.
Bill, we heard from Jen. Tell me a little bit about your experience. Like, why ping pong for you? I mean, were you played beforehand, or you just kind of the same thing? You kind of knew that it could help with your disease. I mean, how did you dabble with the ping pong?
Unfortunately, I didn't play enough when I was young, but I've been playing for 6 years now, and practicing 3 times a week. So I should be getting a lot better by now, and I think I'm getting a little bit better.
Good.
And it's really been it's almost, I mean, it's not enough to say I'm glad that I got Parkinson's. That's not gonna be enough, but it is the best thing that happened to me since I got Parkinson's by far, by a large margin, for all the reasons that we've been talking about.
That's amazing.
I think it also had mental health benefits. I was struggling with depression before I found this group, and that has really, really had a sea change in that also. So, it's just been a real life changer for me personally.
Another thing about ping pong for people that like Bill that really hadn't played is that you can have fun not knowing anything. I mean, there are people that don't even know how to hold the racket, and they come that first day, and I don't know how many sports are like that where you could be an absolute beginner and really enjoy it.
Not too many.
Mm.
I also want to point out, not only is this photo beautiful, but you have your beautiful dog with you, and I had the honor to meet the dogs. They're also part of the show, but it's not just about a picture or a table or ping pong. It really looks like Tim mentioned, a community, but really powerful. I think this picture should probably win an award somewhere. For before I ask everyone how they can get involved, I also want to thank you, Jan, for the work you've done. We interviewed you two in the past. You've been on my show also. In the background, if everybody wants to look into the founder, he's been an incredible also inspiration, and also the work you did. And if anyone does today, go to togetherforsharon.com, click bookstore. If you purchase Sports, Exercise, and Slowing the Progression, we'll donate 100% to Jan and New York Ping Pong Parkinson's. She actually wrote an entire chapter in the book with us. This is a book of all advocates and people battling Parkinson's, but we tried to really highlight different types of sports. So if you don't like one sport, there's so many others. And I don't think a lot of people think of ping pong, unfortunately, for Parkinson's. And I think it is now catching on and picking up. But that's what we wanted this book to do, is that, if you don't like yoga, you don't like basketball, maybe you just can't physically do it, there's still other things out there. And Jan actually, again, wrote really in depth. We've had some great support, and I just wanted to throw that out. But before I send the show back to Tim, can you tell everyone listening around the world how they can get involved with the New York chapter?
Yeah, if you go on the website pingpongnyc.org,
Or there?
right there. You can sign up for a class, and you just show up. It's easy to book a class. The whole calendar is there, or it's that informal. You can just my contact information is there on the website. You can see the email there, and there's a phone number somewhere as well. Just give me a call. I'll talk you through it. I'm a volunteer. And so I may not get back to you right away. And I've got people that might call you back on behalf of me. So we're kind of that folksy. It's not a big corporation. It's just us.
Well, I'm right in New Jersey, so I might have to drive to the tunnel one day. Maybe you could show me how to play ping pong.
That would be so
I want a
great.
video.
That would be so much fun.
I'll
I
do
need a
that.
video of
I
that.
would love that.
Yeah.
do.
I mean, I want you to come to New York, and you must, but there's a New Jersey chapter as well.
I'll get that info from you as well. And
Mhm.
actually, leads me to my next question. What can you tell me with the feedback you've gotten as far as how it's helped, like how it's helped people as far as the Parkinson's symptoms, and then you personally, how has it helped?
Yeah. There's an immediate help and then there's the long-term help. And I'll talk about both personally. When I'm playing ping pong, I mean, I'm 5 years in and and I have symptoms. I have my off times. I'm miserable sometimes. And when I'm playing ping pong, I forget I have Parkinson's and I'm in some sort of zone that there's nothing else that I can do that I'm forgetting about it. And I do a lot of fun things, but I'm always very conscious that I have Parkinson's. It's uncanny. I would never have expected that.
Wow.
So there's that. And then long-term wise, anecdotally, well, just personally, my neurologist says that I have had almost no progression of my symptoms since the 5 years that I started.
That's
And,
amazing.
and he says that your trajectory is linear. So if I've been almost flat for these 5 years, I can expect to be, almost flat. And
Wow.
I can't say for sure that it's the ping pong, but
It's
yeah, I mean, and I can say that the 50 or something people that I know very well in my chapter, with a couple of exceptions, very sad exceptions, all of them are thriving.
that's amazing. And
Yeah.
talking about progression of the disease, is there any limitations as far as like when you hit certain stages, like if somebody's wheelchair bound or walker bound, are there ways to get them involved? Like, is there any kind of sitting pain?
I'm so glad you asked that because we have world competitions and people show up at those competitions in wheelchairs and walkers and the wheelchair people, if they can't get up, they play in their wheelchairs and you can play a game of ping pong and have a
Amazing.
ball and be competitive. We have medalists who are winning those medals in their wheelchairs. And then the walker people, a lot of them, they ditch their walkers when they get to the table, and there's something that comes alive. They're playing ping pong and doing really well. I have a friend, he has a walker, and he's awesome. He's an awesome player, and he just
Yeah, I play him too. He's amazing.
yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever have a time where caregivers have a group with you too, or is it mainly just for the individual patients or people part? I wonder if you maybe someday you'll have a tournament with just, friends and family with you, because I imagine when you have the Parkinson's community, it's beautiful, but imagine doubling it with the families too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have some family members that have played from the very beginning, and but
Might get competitive. I don't know
oh
myself.
yeah, because we're better than a lot of the
I know.
Yeah,
but
my son has come to our
yeah,
session.
that's right.
He's a pretty good player, and he hates when I say this, but I do beat him. Of course, he doesn't practice as much as I do.
Well, now everybody's going to know, Bill.
I like to ask a question, and we'll go backtrack for a minute for Tim, but what are both of your plans? Maybe we could go Bill first, for the group, moving forward. You've done some incredible things. You've literally, I feel, in a way, saved lives because, it's not easy, as you all know in our audience sometime. I have a close friend, we won't get off topic, but his wife passed away due to Parkinson's yesterday, same age
Oh,
as my mother, and it's been a tough day or two for us here. But
yeah.
that's why when you say both all of you when you're playing and you just forget, those are the moments, that are so important. So we need to keep those moments going that, you can just function and enjoy something. What are some of the, your thoughts and even as you see this grow? I know it will be some of us hope Jan will be a World Parkinson Congress. I know there's a huge presence for the national or international ping pong Parkinson there. So I'm excited to meet a lot of those individuals too. But at least again, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so I'm always a New Yorker at heart. But what's your plans for the New York chapter?
Yeah, George, unfortunately my sister passed away 2 weeks ago from
Sorry.
Parkinson.
From
And,
Parkinson's.
just like you're motivated with your mother's experience, I'm really motivated with her experience.
Actually, can you share
She
her
lived in
name? Can you give us her name?
Patricia.
Patricia, if it's okay with you and Tim, I'm sure we'll dedicate today in her memory.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you. She lived in Lafayette, Indiana. She didn't have good access. She had a little bit of exercise programs for Parkinson's, but very little, nothing like ping pong or boxing like we have in New York. I think if I could think of like one thing that I think would really help, I really wish we could get some of the scientists to do like a very formal, rigorous study with a randomized control trial of ping pong.
I
That
like
hasn't happened yet, and I think that would really help us.
I think that's actually really good. And I don't know if you know, but my show, Q&A with Sharon and George, we've had like some of the literal top scientists, researchers in the lab around the world. So we'll have to reach out, and everyone listening too, feel free to look at, because we list their contacts, their names, their information. But I think that's a fascinating study that is, I'm surprised it hasn't been done. But thank you. Again, we send our love to the family, and I don't believe anyone is ever forgotten due to Parkinson's. They live
Thank
on
you.
through all of us, and Tim and I will make sure to literally name Patricia in the show when we publish. So again, I wish I could hug you now, but we're sending a virtual one at least for now. And Jan, maybe you could also touch on, the future of the positive, not like this is ending, but future of the New York chapter, and then I'm going to send the show back to Tim.
Okay, I guess there are two ways, two types of future goals. One is to expand the mini chapters within New York into Brooklyn and Queens, because there's a demand for it, and we're at capacity in New York, so we're working with different venues in Brooklyn first,
Nice.
to have more chapters. So that's
that's
quite
great.
a lot of work.
Well,
And then, I'm sorry.
I want to thank you, both of you, because of the work you do. You're bringing something that a community needs. Again, I don't like saying too much bad, but I'm in South Florida. It doesn't exist here. Maybe you have to get you to move here to start a ping pong park.
I just wanted to ask George, and maybe I'm wrong. When I was reading up about this, do you guys have some kind of a lecture series? And if so, what does that look like?
Bill?
Yeah, we decided to start a lecture series a couple of years ago. Again, I'm proud that it's something we run. It's not anybody like patronizing us, telling us who we need to speak to us. We invite scientists, neurologists, nurse practitioners, lots of different people to come talk to us about scientific topics and practical topics for people with Parkinson's.
Love it.
We actually have a lecture coming up this Tuesday by Dave Sulzer, who's a leading Columbia University neurologist, scientist, has a world-renowned lab working on many Parkinson's problems. We're really excited about him coming at 5 o'clock at Northwell Greenwich Village Hospital, where we're going to be having our lecture series on
Great.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I love how you expand not just on, the fact that you're playing a sport and it's helping slow the progression, but you're also helping learn too, and that's a beautiful lesson. So again, we can't show it here, but I know you're all smiling while you're playing, and I'm just picturing now how beautiful it is, and just to hope, maybe someday we'll virtually be a part of it, but really an honor to be able to sit down with both of you and the whole New York
Yeah.
chapter today. We're not done yet, so don't everybody run out the door. But I just want to, again, at least this side, thank both of you, of course, Tim too, for joining us today. I always say
Thanks. Thanks.
after the show ends, it doesn't end because we still have a lot of work to do. We need to get everybody in New York and throughout the country, really, and beyond just the U.S. involved. There's a sport called ping pong Parkinson's. It's out there. You just have to, make a little bit of effort and reach out. If you don't have a chapter, start one. That's a big thing. I mean, we don't have one in South Florida. We need one. We need a lot here. But again, it's just an honor to be with you and hopefully to see you two in person again. I wanted again thank everyone too for joining us. But before we close the show, I love to hear the famous, our very own All-Star PD Sportscast quote of the day.
Well, before I give the ending famous quote, I just want to thank them again for coming on. Listen, this is not. Don't get this wrong. This is not some people who just said, "Hey, we're going to kill some time playing ping pong." I mean, we're talking about lecture series. We're talking about getting scientists involved to see the benefits. I mean, and this is a socialization. I mean, there's a lot going on with this. I mean, I don't underestimate the amount of positivity that this could do for our disease, ping pong. And I'm so glad we had these people on. I can't thank them enough. As far as our famous ending quote, and normally I go big time motivational. Here's what we have to ask. We have to get the quote from the most famous ping pong player of all time, Forrest Gump. I mean, who else is there? So we all know Mama said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that because it's the truth. Listen, we woke up one day and didn't know we were going to get diagnosed with Parkinson's on that day. You never know what life is going to throw your way. You just don't. With this disease, you never know what the day is going to throw your way, what the hour is going to throw your way, how you're going to feel. So the reason I brought this quote up is live life to the fullest. Life is short. With or without Parkinson's, life is short. Get out, play ping pong, feel better, forget about your worries. Life is short. It's like a box of chocolates. So enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. It was beautiful.
I want to thank everybody, both our guests, Jan, who's literally my family, and now Bill, you're joining the family. I hope you don't mind. Also, please go to pingpongnewyorkcity.org. We'll share that in the notes of the show. And again, today we would like to, again, 100 times over, if I have to say it, it's going to be in memory of Bill's sister, Patricia, who will live on through the show really forever. Because you know me, I'll be sharing this for like 100 times the next 10 years. We don't, the show, again, no offense to other shows, at least I'm biased. We don't just share it and say goodbye. We share it and we keep sharing it because it's, if we reach one person, even a year, a month, a day, that now knows about ping pong, it might change their life forever. I also have to thank my brother here who gets my text 24/7 and does respond still. But wanted to thank you, Tim, for again all your work. Tim also is not, some days are tough, but when I am out there, did a 5K for Parkinson's yesterday. It was actually not for Parkinson's, but you know me, everything becomes for Parkinson's awareness. And I was gonna die 5, 6 times. I've had 4 back surgeries, 3 ankle, shoulder, and other stuff, thigh surgery. And like literally, I was going to just say, I can't do it. I give up. And every time I did, I thought about Jan. Then after I got it, I forgot. And I decided I'm going to die on the floor again. I thought of Tim. Now I'll be thinking of Bill. But again, the point is, even though unfortunately I lost my mother and now she joins Patricia, that they still have to live on and we still have to keep this fight until no one has to battle this anymore. And I just, again, grateful for everybody. You can find Tim too at my PD party, everywhere. So I don't know, Tim, you had any last second wrap up?
Listen, I'm honored to have these guests. Like I said, a lot of times people think the physical aspect of what we're talking about here is the football, the basketball. But like Jan said, you're going to get out there, you're going to sweat. You're working on your hand-eye coordination. This is not just for fun. I mean, it is fun, but you are going to see benefits of this. I mean, her doctor pretty much told her so. Get out there and do it. No reason not to.
Thank you all again, and thank you to everyone for listening. Without your support, the show wouldn't be possible, and we do appreciate everybody sharing it, joining it, and again, I love the show because not to it's our show, but it's just fun and not a lot of stuff. Some politics in the world. It's fun, and at least for the short time, we can all come together and talk about All-Star PD Sportscast, where my co-host Tim and I, George, Sharon's son, talk about the world of sports, but also slowing the progression of Parkinson's disease through all these sports. Just it's endless. So you'll be hopefully it's okay, but you'll be seeing a lot of me and Tim for many years to come, or until tomorrow when I hope we have a cure, and then maybe Tim and I will just talk about sports and nothing else. So, but thank you again, everyone. We love you, and we'll see you soon.
Love
Thanks.
you guys.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Tim.
Bye-bye.